And you're back here on Good Morning Sri Lanka right after the commercial break with me, Jason, and Banu on a great morning. And now we're about to speak about something that's happening on the 27th of November. It's an event, an annual event, the National Business Excellence Awards 2013. Here to speak about it is the Deputy President, Sujeev Samarveera. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, I love
Fine.
that. I love that. You know, I always wanted to do that. It's
Well, you did it. Congratulations, Jason.
Thanks for being sarcastic about it, dude. All right, so we're here to talk about the event. Right, what's this event all about for the people that don't know what it is?
Actually, this is the National Business Excellence Award,
Right.
which is now happening for the 9th year.
Okay.
Been starting in 2004, been carrying out this very successfully. This is an event where you can find the top business people getting together to achieve the best of their standards.
Right.
We award them the National Business Excellence Award, which is recognized world over with a lot of countries and also in Sri Lanka. So we invite the private sector
Right.
in different forms to come and apply for this event, because applications, when you go into this kind of applications, the application itself is a educational program for the
Right.
company that will give you a real boost the company and also to knowledge
Yes.
of going deeper for your company, which you never thought. These areas have been questioned in the application form. So that itself is a education form. So once you apply, we will evaluate and then go ahead with the award scheme.
Okay.
To talk about the objectives, actually what National Chamber of Commerce want to do is to promote the companies to be international standards.
Okay.
If you want to take your company to a different level, you need awards by recognized organizations, because international people look for those awards.
Of course.
Secondly, we want to also look at the capability of serving the country as a whole. How much of contribution your company makes to the country's economy, developing of employment,
Right.
then also how much you're doing for environment, and also to look at the social corporate responsibility. You're responsible for social activities in this country if you're running a good business. So these are major criteria that we're going to evaluate.
So if a company is going green, that's a huge advantage, I guess.
Exactly.
Right.
In fact, we want to promote companies to go green, because
That's
in
an
the years
emerging team to start off with,
yes, we have this kind of greener companies, and we do this certification in Sri Lanka, and National Chamber of Commerce is also a green organization.
Oh.
We award, but 2 years going, we are a carbon neutral organization, so I must say that also.
That's brilliant.
We are the leaders of doing that in the private sector.
Okay.
Yes. So to start off with the eligibility criteria, what has a firm got to have in order to enter this contest?
You're right. You need to have 3 years experience in the business field. That's a must. And you must have a company with the minimum number of employees. You can either very large companies can apply, the large companies, middle-sized companies, small and very small companies also can apply. So that the SME sector is also encouraged to apply in this.
Right.
So if you have 3 years experience, and if you're a Sri Lankan registered company, you can always apply.
Oh,
That's your application standards.
So basically there are 4 main targets, is it?
5 main areas, even very small companies,
Right.
very small organizations.
Okay, so is the judging criteria the same for all 4 of these, or is it different?
We actually look at 3 or 4 areas of judging criteria. One thing is, for larger companies, we go into very much bigger detail. We do a little study on all these things. But smaller companies, we will have a different way of analyzing and evaluating their performances. For example, we look at global reach. How much companies have gone internationally? Then we look at financial developments the company has done. Infrastructure developments some companies have done.
Right.
Then the knowledge integration. How much of knowledge that are given the staff in promoting the education levels of the company employees. We look at. So these are major criteria, and also the leadership criteria is very important. How much, see, the top management, how much can they lead organization to come in
Right.
to a different level. So
Okay.
that's also been evaluated in this program.
I'm curious now, who won last year?
Last year was won by Movitel.
Okay. Right.
Are there any hot favorites right now? I know it's a tough competition, but any clear-cut winners?
We actually we have a lot of applications from blue chip companies, large companies, and till the last moment we'll not be able to tell you that. The reason is, first the application stage will go, then it's a table evaluation of their application form, then the interviews will take place.
Okay.
Once they have the interviews, the interview panel will comprise of eminent people like Professor Lakshman Vatawala, Mr. Prairies, then if you take Koshim Thai, the regional rep of the World Bank here, then we have different forms of professionals looking at these application forms,
Okay.
different areas. Then the finalists will be selected and we will do field visits.
Okay.
That's very important. You need to practice what you say in paper.
Okay.
You can write anything on paper, but the judges will visit to the organizations and see whether you're really in the business.
Okay.
So after that, we will evaluate them, and gold, silver, and then goes out to very different areas of business. Agriculture sector is given, the industry sector is given, shipping sector is given, the financial sector is given, manufacturing, exports. All the gamut of business areas are covered in this whole process.
So
Talking
like-
about the process, sorry
Yeah.
Jason,
Yeah,
talking about the process, it's still happening, the applications are still being called for, yeah? The
Yes.
people need to know the deadline.
Exactly. Applications still being called,
Yeah,
and we are calling applications till end of October.
alright.
The whole month, let's say about 1 month.
So we do have another month.
Exactly.
If you haven't
So
applied, go
you
for
must
it.
get the applications, because the process of filling applications will also take some time.
Yeah.
So we'll invite the business people to take more applications and apply for this.
Right. You were speaking about the sectors that these companies are like taking part in. What sectors would you like suggest would be the best to take part in?
I wouldn't say that, because every sector is given the equal importance. For example, shipping sector is also given importance. Agriculture sector, exports, industries, as I told you. Because we cannot identify in business which sector is greater than the other sector.
That is true.
For example, media. Now, last year, a lot of media organizations applied. We are giving a media award as well for the best media company.
Okay.
And
Hello.
you all are the principal sponsors, media sponsors of this event. And the other thing is, the most important thing is looking at the SME sector and going beyond Colombo to North and East. Because we need to encourage these North and East business people.
Right.
They've suffered 30 years of their lives.
True.
And they need to upgrade themselves, be par with the international business SMEs, so that we want to encourage them. And
Right.
their criteria and also the application form is totally different from the other bigger sectors.
And how's that?
Because if you want it in Tamil language, you can have the Tamil language. If you want it in Sinhala, you can also have your application form in Sinhala.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Because this is a
trilingual.
national event.
Right.
So once you have a national event, you should be able to encourage people to apply in different forms.
Right.
I can tell you example of a lady who won the best entrepreneurship for the SME award scheme.
Okay.
She came to the stage with the blue chip companies of Sri Lanka. And she was participating at this gala event at Hilton.
Okay.
And not only her, many SMEs are participating. That itself gives an encouragement to other companies to look at the small and medium business industry and
Right.
to create synergies. And it will be a business acumen also there.
Right.
So that's the way we look at it.
Okay. Where is the event going to be held this year?
At the Hilton.
Okay, so same as
In
last
November,
year.
yes.
All right.
For this all 9 years we have been
Oh, that's brilliant. What was the event like last year, though?
Sorry?
The event, what was it like last year?
It was a very thoughtful event.
Okay.
We had, we have 3 segments of presentations. We can invite eminent personality, ambassador or head of a mission here
Okay.
to give away the awards. Then we have little entertainment clips. Then we have a good dinner, and then we award, the last award, that's a gold award for the best company in Sri Lanka.
That's the main prize, is
And the
it?
main prize. And
Okay.
then we have a 2.5 hour program.
Right.
What sort of recognition and other benefits does the winner get?
Exactly. Now the winner can use this logo for the next 3 years of his business promotion.
Mhm.
And you know, as a national chamber, we started in 1948.
Okay.
Developed the national industry here, which is the second biggest chamber, the apex
Mhm.
chamber in Sri Lanka. Ceylon Chambers, National Chamber.
Okay.
National Chamber is to develop the Sri Lankan business ideology, which was coming from 1948. So once an award is given from the National Chamber of Commerce, the whole Sri Lankan business community recognizes it.
Mm.
That's number one. Number two, we have a very close link with international chambers. Maybe it's British chambers, the American Chamber of Commerce, Japanese Chamber of Commerce. All the ambassadors visit that on a regular basis. So they know the importance of winning this award, which can bring them a lot of business.
Right.
The buyers will look, if there's a buyer in UK, definitely they will look for this kind of international awards for them to be uplifted
Okay.
in their purchasing pattern.
Okay.
That's one of the advantages
Right.
we have. And also the people, the worker. So look at the organization. See, if your organization wins an award, that is because of you. And that's appreciation of the people who are working for that organization.
Right.
That will definitely bring up productivity the next year.
Okay.
So there are so many advantages of winning an award.
Right.
Not only promotionally, but socially, and also towards the country's development.
Right.
So it's not only one aspect of winning an award, but it's a total, a complete award, I would say.
And I do think on a sideline that more than customer orientation that a lot of companies follow, now the trend is a lot of companies tend to look after their employees. A certain degree of employee orientation also goes in the minds of the management and the CEOs of companies. And I think that's ideal for this type of competition as well, yeah? Thoughts?
Exactly, you're right, because people's management, now it's called people's management. It was
Yes.
personal management, then human resource management, now
Yeah.
it's people's management.
Mhm.
So it's very close to
So
nature. Huh?
the employee is the king right now,
Exactly. So, I mean, how do we evaluate them?
yeah? Mm-hmm.
The end result of a good employee is the business development in that company.
Okay.
Nothing cannot happen, or nothing can go ahead without the contribution of a good, efficient employee. That is the key. You can have machines, as you said. You can have 100 machines, but it has to be driven. It has the strategy has to be driven by people.
Mhm.
Whether it's a CEO or a peon in organization or a typist, executive, anybody, everybody contributes
Right.
to the betterment of the organization. So the people's power is also recognized in this and given the prime place, because that is what we think. Without people you cannot achieve anything.
Yeah.
The leadership and people becomes number one criterion in this evaluation.
Right. You were actually, when we were speaking about the winners, now I
Mhm.
know that there's a gold lotus on the trophies.
Yeah.
What does that symbol mean?
It is, lotus is our own flower, you know, we all, the national,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that it also stems beautifully, depicts prosperity in Sri Lanka. For every good event you lotus flowers, and those steps, little steps that you find in the bottom
Right.
of the our logo
Mm-hmm.
is those areas of business.